Kia ora and welcome everyone. I am Palpatine001 aka the Senate, and given that we've completely gone over the 100,000 population milestone, which is the critical milestone in CS1 and in CS2 regards to 1, having all your high density zones going for it, 2, leveling all your buildings up to, most of your buildings up to level 5 as fast as possible, and 3, your city becoming self-sustaining, I thought we would take a quick review, and Happy New Year by the way, of where we got to leading in 2023 when the game came out in October and I ended up getting the game, and to where we are now before going into 2024. After this review, of course, we will continue riding our tram lines and bus lines and train lines, so our transit lines, and getting down to seeing what goes on with the Cims and how the city is functioning and all that. Before we jump into developing the city centre, although I have made a start on it, quite an extensive start mind you, but we've still got more to do. And as well as continuing the reviews, given the fact the city is still continuing to take off at absolute pace. So when we started this in October, when the game came out, we had a piddly as, and by the way, we're doing Canterbury Plains, which is Southern Hemisphere map, Sweeping Plains, which is based on the Canterbury Plains in the South Island of New Zealand. I reside in the North Island of New Zealand, in our largest city, Auckland, Tamaki Makaurau. And it was technically, I believe, the second hardest map to do, given only 32% of the area is buildable technically in this valley area, while this side's a little bit harder to do, and you have all the mountains up in the back. So not the easiest map to do, not compared to when I do Magnolia city by city Planet Plays sometime this year, once the first expansion packs come out and hopefully a few more bug fixes come through. But in any case, with Sweeping Plains, you start technically over here and you get given this tiny piddly as little teardrop roundabout, which I then upgraded to the single point interchange, which still has problems in and of itself given you don't have TMPA. And we basically started in these areas here, pushing all the way through to, and that's just interesting, we'll just quickly correct the quickly do this. Before we pushed up into Monaco City Centre, the first of the two city centres, and we started developing that. After that, we started developing our industry. Our industry was originally down here with the port, then it got shifted over to develop this area here. The valley basically got gentrified out into this tourist area as it is today. We then developed the airport and more of our natural resources with accompanying residential, before doing the major industry area with its supporting residential Millway and Ravenwood born here. Well, wait, these guys are being picky. After that, we then did the airport, and then finally dropped down to start developing the city centre. Did a little bit more than probably I wanted to for the next major video, and we also developed the Hamilton Urban Growth Corridor to help both sides here. So that is where we are currently at city development wise. And if you remember, we'll just do a quick pause here. We follow these principles. If we've got a bottleneck, transit and active modes. One more lane generally, Doesn't fix it. I have been guilty of doing this in one spot. And yep, as expected, it just moved the problem down the road. Rip. Absolute rip. Remembering, these are what your lanes move per hour. And when you see the public transport figures, you'll see why. Especially with a general, mixed, and working your way through. Efficiency, hierarchy, one more lane never fixes it, and yep, as I said, guilty of doing that in one spot after doing an interchange upgrade, and all I did was move the problem down the road. Well done, well done. Finally, our spatial planning, so you can see where we have been developing and where we still are to develop. And of course, back down here. If we go through the individual panels, so we'll go through these first. We're not doing too bad with parking at the moment. Traffic wise, to keep it in the 70s without TMP and your other tools, I must say is we're doing quite well for a city over now 100,000, which is quite a large city. The main congestion areas are typically the motorway interchanges because I can't optimize them out. Of course, industry because it always generates freight. A little bit of issues down here, which I'll get to later once the mods come out. But basically through here, there's a lot of people moving and I need to step up the public transport to serve it. Basically, the buses are getting overwhelmed and we need to move into things like tram lines and maybe more metro just to get things moving more efficiently. Electricity, we are doing fine. Just got to start watching this carefully because as you start consuming more electricity, electricity trade starts going down. Water, we're fine. I'll probably place another ground station, pumping station somewhere. Although we've still got quite a lot of water to go. Healthcare. We're doing okay. We're doing okay. Recycling. We're running out of landfill space quite quickly. Basically, we have the one landfill, some recycling plants, and the waste to energy on the other side. So I'm likely to put the other waste to energy down here once I know which way the wind blows, which is basically that direction. So I'll likely drop it in here. So moving through fire. I'm sure the fire helicopters are bugged, but we'll keep them in there anyway. So they need to be fixed up a bit. Probably because I've also turned disasters off. So they probably don't have a use, given that the large fire stations have fire helicopters, and I've never seen the helicopters deploy from the thing. So these guys are effectively costing me money. Quite a bit at that. Disaster, we don't have disasters on, so not relevant. We have a single prisoner in the prison. Number of criminals. Crime success rate, 0%. You're gonna get done. Don't bother. Administration, blah, 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 blah. Schooling, I need to add in another university, especially on this side here, which will probably go a long way in filling the educational gap problem we've got. Public transport, quite an achievement. Buses doing the heavy lifting, so is the subway. That said, trams are doing quite a bit lifting, and they will continue to do more lifting as we continue to intensify. That said, taxis are doing quite a fair whack as well, for the limited number I have. Cargo is doing as well as it could. Again, we move most by train, given these two modes are absolutely bugged to the point of poked. Post, I'm going to have to do something about that. Telecommunications is fine. Everyone loves their parks. Woohoo, check out all the parks. And I believe those parks cost me a little bit of money. Yeah, about $3.5 million. So I might actually increase that a little bit more later. Okay, carrying on through. Tourism. We're not doing too bad, despite the flaws in the commercial building side for lodgings. We import a lot of convenience food. You guys love your McDonald's and KFC. We also import a lot of textiles and food, and that is probably because I just can't produce the raw resources to produce it. They're just not available. While we export quite a lot of software, we're actually exporting vegetables and livestock, which means our industry is not properly geared to do it despite the subsidies that I give them. Of course, your buildings, blah blah blah. Building levels, we used to be constantly stuck in here until I got concrete and wood subsidized, which is now doing reduce the upkeep, which means we're now pushing through the higher levels now. Except for industry. Land value, it's continuing to increase as land values increase, so it's quite a rich city. Profitability. Oh, office is doing extremely well. That must be because I dropped the taxes. Industry still a little bit all over the show. Raw resources is poked. Still can do a lot of residential. Okay, we still have a lot of residential that we could do. Happiness. You're a bunch of happy Cims. Citizen wealth. Bunch of rich Cims too. Workplace availability. Well-educated is still the main problem, looking at the open positions at the moment, and it is probably affecting the industry, so that means I probably need to get in another university. And then, of course, we have the pollution levels, which are pretty much all fine as is. Okay, and we found the bug. Why everyone that is not a bus or a taxi, yet you delivery van, yet you motorcycle, yet you delivery van, yet you truckers using bus lanes is needs to be fixed, because it is bunging up a actual quite important bus service here. Anyway, coming back down to the last of the information panels. So our demand is doing okay despite the flaws in the game around it. So we're doing okay in the demand section. Policies. Yep. Not going to happen with that one. Yep. And yes. Of course, if we go to our individual city policies, which I just need to find one. Of course, we have speed bumps, parking fines, we got parking fees, and they are adjusted, recycling, and periodically I'll have these two going. But otherwise, there are a bunch of happy Cims. And monetary wise, this jumps between negative and positive at the moment, mainly because of the subsidies inside the industry. As much as I'm trying to get it subsidized, I'm sure the industry is bugged in allowing it to happen. So the industry jumps up and down a lot, which can cause problems in of itself. Office, they're all doing fine at the moment, so it's all good with office. Commercial, again, we're trying to subsidize it just to because of the demand, especially with food. Convenience food I might knock off a little bit. Lodgings we're finally getting somewhere, so we are getting hotels and meals slowly. For the rest, we're doing okay. Entertainment and recreation, we're still trying. I'm sure there's bugs. And then, of course, with our residential. And services are just services. And then production's always a bit interesting. The resources, apart from oil, are all there. But with industry, we just have problems producing them. Especially with you lot. Geez, you like your food and your clothing much? Whoa, whoa. Really, guys? We subsidised out timber and concrete to get those buildings living up faster. So that is where we currently are with the city at the moment. Oh, and public transport wise, wrong one. As you can see, the utilization rates are well, but we're going to probably need to up our priority a lot more, or just start upping the frequencies a lot more to get them up. Trains, they're doing well, despite the considered. Tram lines are doing well as well, so they're definitely doing their job very well. I think I had just recently increased them, so yeah. So that's why that's down. So as you increase the frequency, yeah, you get a bit of a blip down in your utilization rates, and then they pick back up again as more and more smooth as you get, like go from every 12 minutes to 10 minutes to 7 to 5 to 3. So subways are doing quite a lot of heavy lifting at the moment. I thought I had, yeah, I had it. No vehicles. So I need to go and find out what that's all about. Fun. In fact, you can come and join me and do that in just a moment. That's one that's working very well as well. Okay, so that is where we currently are with the city. Now, that metro line we need to go and find. It is the white ones. So airport to Monaco metro line, that will be up here. Airport to Monaco metro line. So where are you connected to? So you go right through the city centre. Why are you? Are we completely out already? Oh, hell we are. Okay. We're completely out. These subway stations just do not have the capacity. So, one moment, folks. We just need to go and do this quickly. I hope the mods come through and at least upping the capacity of these, because this is nuts. They're far too low for what they're holding. What am I looking for, team? Give me a hand here. Let's do this. Yep, we're digging away a mountain. In real life, that will be used to go and fill in this for the bay. So, okay. Hopefully that's wide enough. Subway. That's tram. Woohoo. There. Now what I'll do straight away is the upgrades. You can't technically do it on that side. Let's get on the road. Okay. Where's it go underground there? And just for shits and giggles, a roundabout. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-day, my what a day. Tracks. I will actually purposely keep that there. Cool, okay. Well, that's good to know. How did I connect them up on the Oh, okay, I've just connected them straight. Huh. Cool. That didn't quite work. Try that again. Ha! Not roads, you dolt. Because that's already connected to power and water, ironically this will make great for a residential area. Oh, bloody hell is this? Let's quickly rename this. Go. There are the employees. And there goes our first try. Oh, that was not fun. Alright, so that's going back into use. Sorry about that, just had to quickly put in the new university, and there they all are. And there goes a cargo aircraft. So, fellow viewers and fellow players, this is Neo South Auckland, our first Cities Skylines 2 city, and where we've gotten to at now 135,000 people. Where we started over here, the city has basically gone in all directions. We're doing well despite there is limitations to the game at the moment, but for the most part the city is doing well and continuing to grow extensively. So we'll have two sets of videos coming out. One will be on the city centre extension, so that will be basically going from where I've started the city centre, going up back towards Hamilton and up towards the border there with the new metropolitan centre. We'll continue the urban growth corridor in Hamilton with a new set of also farms up there. We're going to leave this area down here with this head until hopefully that beachfront expansion comes out, because it'll be a nice place to test that out. We're going to put in another seaport here, probably get some residential going and industry going here. In fact, if anything, residential and industry. Just going to see which way the wind blows towards that direction. Okay, so good to note that the residential will be probably further back up that way, especially if we're going to put it here. And of course we'll continue to develop around here, finish the last rail loop, and continue to do industry out here. As well as that, we will continue riding around on our public transport system, which, as I said, is working exceedingly well given the limitations we have got. Of course, we'll continue to do our famous train and tram rides in that, which we know you all love. And we'll do those both in normal mode and in speed mode, because everyone loves them doing in speed mode. Until then, folks, I'm Palpatine001, aka the Senate, and this is Neo South Auckland, our very first city. Started when the game came out in October 2023, and going strong into 2024, as we continue the city as a test bed leading up to the Neo Solarian City series due to start Q1, so basically sometime in the next 3 months of this year. In the meantime, plan safe, build safe, drive safe, play safe.